weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
You know, I hope that Austin Police Chief Art Aceveda isn't behind this. He claims he's a conservative. He grew up in communist Cuba. He's from Los Angeles, Highway Patrol. I just wish we could have a Texan for our police chief, but I guess they won't do the types of things that the feds want. But we do need people to go to TexasGunShows.net if you're constitutional lawyers, if you want to help file lawsuits on the BATF, on the Austin Police Department, on others, because this is a small family gun show. The big gun show pulled out. They were harassed after more than 15 years and run out of Austin. He took it over not knowing what he was walking into. And they said, look, you get out of town by sunset, boy. We run this town. Texans don't get guns. Our California, boss is here. He rules now. And, I hope that's not the case. I hope we're not being run by Fidel Castro here. But in the 4 minutes we've got left with Aaron Zelman, Aaron, the good news is this is a huge story. The news is now covering it today in Austin. People are upset. People couldn't believe it at first. When we first broke this on Sunday and then Monday, they thought we were making it up. Now it's admitted to be real. People are shocked. I think Americans are just so shocked by the level of tyranny, like the Obama administration cast Sunstein saying they're going to restrict free speech and take over the web, or that we have no right to own guns. I think people have trouble believing this is really happening.
Well, they better get over the trouble part. They better believe, because this is what the Obama administration has brought to America, and that is pure tyranny, a hatred for freedom. And you have to wonder just who he's a puppet on a string, and who's pulling the strings with this guy. You really have to start asking some deep questions about this.
Well, it's so unconstitutional to have the feds come in and then engage in not just unconstitutional, but illegal activities like this. I mean, this is illegal.
Well, the one interesting thing that I'd like people to follow is that, there is the McDonald versus Chicago case. Arguments are supposed to start March 2nd at the Supreme Court, and where that would just about abolish all local gun control laws if it's passed. And so I would encourage people to follow that case. And on our website, we do have a brief that JPFO filed, an amicus curiae brief. That people
briefly tell folks about that case, briefly.
Well, briefly, it's about the city of Chicago. There's an elderly man there named McDonald who lives in a high-crime area. He wanted to own a handgun to defend his life. The city of Chicago said, no, you can't do that. They've been saying no to people for a long time about the ownership of handguns. So the case found its way to the Supreme Court. And so now the Supreme Court's going to be asked to see if the Second Amendment also has the protection of the 14th Amendment to make sure that people have the right to defend their lives. Sounds silly, but that's what this case is about. The people have a right to own guns to defend their lives.
How about we take the police guns in Chicago? Oh, no, they've got to protect themselves, but we can't protect ourselves.
Well, that's pretty much what it boils down to. That's why this case is very important. Again, I would encourage people to come to our website, jpfo.org, and they can read the case. They can download the file and share it with others. But people need to start paying real close attention to this case. The Obama administration is absolutely opposed to it, because it'll take power away from those who hate the Second Amendment.
Aaron Zelman, in closing with about 45 seconds, it does seem to me, though, that we are starting to gain ground and that they are panicked. Do you agree?
Oh, I think absolutely. I mean, if you look at some of the people who have been going to these tea parties, they seem to be people from all walks of life, even people who previously voted for Obama. This has got them concerned. Even though there's problems going on within the Tea Party, I understand that. But people from all walks of life are saying, wait a minute, this is not what I want in my government. I don't want to lose my freedom. I don't want more taxes. I don't want restrictions on my rights. That's probably why gun sales are roaring away.
Record highs.
Record high.
JPFO.
People don't intend to give those guns back to the government. That's not their intention. That's not why they're buying them.
Stay there. I've got one more question. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
Hi, neighbor. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Certainly we'd never intend to procrastinate getting our own food supply until there was none left at any price. We would intend to have plenty of food so the relief organizations could care for those unable to care for themselves. We would intend not to be standing in the breadline with the ignorant and the foolish who pretend the facts of food disappearance are untrue. If the experience of the Katrina disaster is evidence, the breadline may have no bread. Just like the good intentions on the road to that unheavenly place, the good intentions alone to get a supply of food will not feed us. Only getting our food supply immediately will make us independent and fearless for the future. Call 800-409-5633. 800-409-5633. On the web, efoodsdirect.com. Who am I? Someone who cares.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
All right, I'm going to get more into Haiti. First, I'm going to cover the amazing Senate battle, heads of the finish line in Massachusetts. And you look at this, Aaron Zelman, this is a real indicator that a seat that's never gone to a Republican, Ted Kennedy's seat, and even the brainwashed people in that state have finally woken up and are about to vote for a supposedly somewhat more pro-gun Republican. This is a true rebuke of Obama, but he doesn't care. He's running to the finish line. But I wanted to talk to you about the fact that the federal government and Northcom and Homeland Security, in those MIAC reports and Homeland Security reports that we got, that we released last year, that the police gave us, say their number one enemy is gun owners, and that the Homeland Security is set up for veterans, libertarians, constitutionalists, people that aren't going to go along with this. And, you know, the government is hell-bent on getting our guns one way or the other, and it is coming to a confrontation. And let's not forget, our country started, there were a lot of taxes and corruption.